Hey y'all, it's Michael, and today I'm here to do the Booktube Watching Tag. The original is created by Harriet Rose, and I'll link the video and channel down below. I wanted to film this tag because I feel as though I haven't been filming and uploading as much as I have been, and it's one of those weird things where I'm not in a reading slump. If you're following my Goodreads or my Instagram, on my Bookstagram account, you know I have been reading, and I've actually been reading a really good amount of books. It's just that I haven't been filming lately, and I'll probably get into that later, but in some of these questions. But the main reason why I haven't been filming and uploading is because I am so deep right now, and I'm for real talking about this, but I am so deep into anime. Like, when I tell you I am deep in anime, I mean I am deep. Like, there's not enough time in the day for all the hobbies. So let's just get started. The first one is, how many channels are you subscribed to? A lot. I am subscribed to a lot of channels. For this also, the thing with the booktube is that it also dives into, like, melds in really with Bookstagram. And with Bookstagram, I'm really, like, I'm deep in Bookstagram also, and not only going through the posts and what people are saying, but also like stories. And I'm following like 200 people on Bookstagram right now, and when I tell you I go through the stories, I mean I go through the stories, like I watch the stories. So that is also another thing that is happening, and so that takes up a lot of time. But I am also subscribed to a lot of like a lot of Booktube. When do you normally watch Booktube? Right now I don't as much as I used to before, but it's one of those things. I usually normally watch it when I come home from work after I finish reading, and usually at night. Those are the times when I watch Booktube, but I also find myself that I am increasing the speed, like the playback speed, even more now, watching them at 2x, because I find that like I can really catch up with it. Unless it's like a reading vlog, those I normally watch at normal speed, because you kind of want to get the experience out, like on a normal speed instead of like 2x. How do you balance booktube watching, reading, and making your own videos? That is that is actually a struggle as of right now, because I'm finding that I would say reading is fairly the same amount, but also making and filming and watching booktube. Right now, as you know, my goal every single day is to read 1 hour every single day, and I'm finding that really works within my schedule, and it's surprisingly like a lot. Like 1 hour of reading time every single day is actually a lot. Let's say you have a 9 to 5, right? So from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. you're working. This is like Monday through Friday, and then once you get off so basically you're waking up like at 8 o'clock, basically, to get ready. So you're waking up at 8 o'clock. Let's say if you have kids, you have to wake up even earlier, which is, my God, like at 7. Good God, because you got to get them to the bus stop, all of that stuff. But then let's say you get up at 5. So you're tired, right? The last thing you want to kind of do is like read, unless you like maybe reading as you're going to your job and coming from your job. That would be great. But I can't even read when like I'm moving. Like when I'm in a car, so that would be a little bit harder for me. And then like let's say you gotta get dinner ready, then you like, let's say you also have to watch your show, because like on Mondays Love and Hip Hop comes on, so like that's a whole hour gone. Y'all, if you try this every single day, try to read for an hour, it's like, I don't know what it is. Maybe I should make a video about that, about how reading an hour every single day has changed the way I read. Hour is like a weird time, because like it's a lot of time when you don't have a lot of time. But then it's the great thing about trying to read every an hour every single day is that you can, because I try to make it into like month stacks, so like every month is basically like 30 hours or 31 hours every month. And you can, like, let's say you didn't have enough time to read on Monday, so you would try to make up that time on like a Tuesday and whatnot. So I think like that's a really good chunk of time, and you'd be surprised how much you can read in an hour. Is there a difference between videos you like watching and videos you like making? Yes, there really is a lot. I tend to find that I personally enjoy watching like vlogs and book hauls. I love watching book hauls and reviews, The thing though is I'm finding out that I am enjoying, for me anyways, is making vlogs and reviews videos. As you can tell, my channel is like almost veering into that. It's like just it's just almost like vlogs, and then on one video I only talk about like one or like two books, and that's it. I found that I don't really enjoy making hauls. I haven't done hauls in quite a while, so it's really weird. I just don't like making hauls, but I like watching them. I don't really do unboxings because I don't really as you could tell, I did like one. I have only ever did like one or two unboxings on my channel, and I just got really excited for that Folio Society one. I don't personally like watching them because it's one of those things where like once you watch one, I mean, you kind of watch the other one for the month because they're all the same, and a lot of the times people's reactions are very similar, and that's like no tea no shade, but that's because yeah. Who is the first booktuber you subscribed to, and do you still watch them? The way I started watching booktube was actually from a like a lifestyle beauty guru sister. So Blair Fowler's sister Elle. I found hers because she was talking about the Maze Runner like in one of her books, and then that linked me to other booktubers. But then probably like my first like I started watching like religiously was Priscilla. I don't know if y'all ever subscribe to her. She's a really old booktuber, like OG booktuber, and she hasn't made a video in quite a while. Who is the most recent booktuber you subscribe to? So I kind of forgot because I watch a lot of booktube. I subscribe to people too because a lot of the times the videos that are getting recommended to me are booktube newbie tag, and I check on that hashtag a lot because I like finding new booktubers, but I don't actually remember who I recently subscribed to. Share an old favorite booktuber, share a new favorite booktuber. An old one is probably one of the first one next to Priscilla was probably Dee Dee from Brown Girl Reading, and I feel like she's a good friend of mine even though I've never actually met her. But I'm still subscribed to her. I still watch her videos a lot of the times. As you can tell, I don't really comment on booktube videos. I just tend to hit the thumbs up button and just keep watching. I'm trying to leave more comments, but she's probably one of my favorite old school booktuber that I still currently watch. A new favorite booktuber. He's not a booktuber, but he is a bookstagrammer becoming almost a booktuber. A booktuber? Oh my god, so many books. And that's James Trevino. He's a bookstagrammer that is trying to upload a booktube video. Oh my god, so many words of books. But that is someone that I do follow on Bookstagram. Like I like all his photos and stuff, and I enjoy seeing his stories. What is one of your booktube pet peeves? That's a whole other video. No, for real, like that's a whole other video. But probably one of my booktube pet peeves is probably like disclaimers in general. Like, bruh, we know. The one that like makes me really grinds my gears is when someone talks about a book and they don't really review it. They just say, and I noticed like a common thing in booktube that people say, it really annoys them, but it really does for me because it's like it's like bare bones almost. And don't get me wrong, it takes a lot of practice until you get really good at talking about books without spoiling it and talking about integral parts. It takes a while before you get really good at it. And sometimes people just say the synopsis and then say it was good and that's it. Like, come on, give me something. This is a book review, and I just want, you know what? I just want some more meat on the bones. What have you learned from watching other booktubers? Oh my goodness, those two questions could be a whole different. These two questions could be a whole other video. I've learned a lot. The most essential thing I learned in watching other booktubers is what people crave and what not probably crave, what people want from book reviews. And as the previous question, it's almost like when you talk about a book, like a non-spoiler book review, is this fine line of trying to give enough but like almost pulling it back because you don't want to spoil certain things, but then you also don't want to set expectations. Like that's also another thing, is learning how to do a book review, and there's like a fine line of giving enough but also pulling it back, but then also you want to, you want to give praise to the book, but you don't also want to give it so much hype that a reader goes into it having the highest expectations, but you kind of like it's this balance, and I think I've learned that from really like great reviewers on booktube that I watch, because the ones that like I could have no interest at all about the book, but when I watch them it's like there's this also like this entertainment value, because obviously you want to entertain because this is like a visual platform. So like this fine line, this balance between entertaining, educational, enough information but not too much. Like it's a real balance, and I think that is the one thing I've learned from watching a lot of booktube, is this balance of how and what to talk about. I think that's like that learning how to balance those things is really like it's a balance. It's a balancing act. So yeah, I wasn't tagged by anybody by this, but if you want to do it, go ahead. And if you do the tag, let me know. I would love to watch it. Until then, I'll see you guys till later. Bye.